in social media and even offline, some personalities and groups have been red baited or have been subjected to red tagging. And I've talked recently to election watchdog Contradaya, which is urging Comelec to take a more solid stand against red baiting or red tagging. Is this something that we can expect from Comelec?
What do you want us to do? You want us to scold people for saying what they say? I mean, doesn't that seem like it falls outside the core competence of the Comelec? The Comelec is to run the elections. It's not to police the behavior of people. There are other mechanisms for that. I would be very happy to talk to Contradaya to find out exactly what they mean about that, what they exactly had in mind. But to say something as vague as Comelec should take a more solid stance, what solid stance? What is the Comelec empowered to do by existing law to address this particular concern? That's a very curious suggestion. And again, this is not to say that it's being dismissed outright, but I would like to hear more about it from Contrataya, because again, it would seem to me that this falls outside the ambit of what Comelec is supposed to do, right? I don't see how this would fall within the authorities and the powers already exercised by the Comelec.
Siguro, Director, a way to reframe the question, what does Comelec think na lang of efforts by the Duterte administration to disqualify groups, left-leaning groups, which are accused of having ties to the communist movement?
How has it ever been illegal or questionable to seek the disqualification of anyone from running for office? Okay, I understand that this is a very, very controversial thing to talk about, but at bottom, this is an effort to disqualify someone, right? Or some people. This is the same thing that happens every single time anyone files a certificate of candidacy. How is this different? Okay, you can argue that this is different because this is the government bringing down the full weight of government against some people. Fine. But is this really the forum for fairness, Comelec? Is Comelec really going to be equipped to say, you're being a bully, because unless they're violating some law, being willing to exercise legal authority, being willing to take advantage of existing laws, existing procedures, that can't be questionable, right? That can't be questionable. Again, absent any clear showing of abuse of power, right? You and I may disagree with the goal, but if the process being followed is legal, it conforms with the legal protections created by law, then there's really very little we can do, right? So to take the government to task for wanting some people out of the game, that would be beyond the scope of what Comelec is authorized to do.
But so far, Director, what disqualification cases, have been lodged by the government, and what has the Comelec done about them?
I'm only familiar with one, and as far as the question of what has the Comelec done about them, we've done exactly what we do with all similar cases, which is to adhere to the process, right? So I don't know what to say, man. I don't know what you want me to say. Someone filed the case. Someone filed the case. The case was raffled to a division. The division started issuing orders, or setting hearings, that sort of thing. And that's what happens on a regular basis.